Hi everyone, it's me, Alma Kane, and I'm here today to talk about the second day of 5 days of freelance writing tips. Okay? So today we're going to talk about 4 ways to be more efficient as a freelance writer. So I'm just going to wait just a little bit. If you're here, please introduce yourself and give me a thumbs up if you can totally hear me. I'd really appreciate that. All right, I had a lot of fun last day when I did this. So I hope you can hear me, and I hope you're interested in learning how to be a bit more efficient as a freelance writer, since a lot of people are doing this as a side hustle, right? And finding that time to do your freelance writing can be hard for a lot of people, especially for me, since I have twins that are literally monkeys right now, and they want to do everything outside, inside, jumping up in here, doing rocket ships and a whole bunch of art. I'm busy a lot during the day. So I've learned a couple of tricks here and there on how to be a more productive and more efficient when I write for clients and when I find that time. So I hope you all can hear me, and I'll get started. I don't want to take any more time. I'm just going to look quickly to see if I am live on my Facebook page. All right. Hey, there I am. Okay. Awesome. And let me know anytime in the comments if you're finding these tips that are helpful and that are something that you enjoy. I'd really enjoy that. Okay. All right. So and just to let you know before I get started that if up there is a link to grab my guide that I made for this 5 days Facebook lesson or sessions. It's called Accelerate Your Freelance Writing Income in 7 Easy Steps. This guide will help you learn how to grow your income, and it's the exact steps that I used, from going around $50 a post up to $600 a post, right? So there's strategies that I used, and I put that all in that guide just for you. So click the link, go ahead and grab it, and you can get started on growing your income today. Okay, so today, as I was saying, we're going to talk about the 4 main ways to be more efficient as a freelance writer. And the first tip that I can give you is to improve your typing speed. Now, I know this seems, something super easy, like, well, duh, if I'm a fast typer, then I can get more work done. But it's really true. Like, you need to practice improving your typing speed so that you can write and type more. It's that important if you want to make this a business. This is a service-based business, right? So that means time is money, right? So the more time you have, it's based on money, basically. So, for me, I have a small window when I write for my posts or for my clients' posts, when I write for Alma Kane or Twins Mommy. It's just a very small window every day. Since I'm with my twins every day, I'm at home and I have to take care of them and run my the household, and doing chores and cooking and all that. But when you type fast, it means that you can generate more income. And that's what I found. When I first started, I think I was typing at around 60 words per minute, and I've improved that to around over 100 words per minute. So, the more posts you can write in one day means you're hitting your daily income goals. Now, I hope you're setting those metrics. We talked about that yesterday, about hitting these goals or these metrics as a way to propel your business forward. And one of the things that I like to do is hit those daily income metrics as much as I can. I know like I said, I have other income streams, so I may not hit my affiliate income every day or my course sales every day. But, I'm working on that as well. So let's see. So when you can type faster, then that leaves time to pitch more and grabbing those high, paying clients. So how do you improve your typing speed? I want you to start practicing typing every day. So whether it's a social media post, an email, or a blog post or guest post, you need to be typing every day. You also need to learn proper hand placement. Now that might be kind of, intuitive, but for a lot of people that may not have formal training on typing, they're finger typing. They're doing other ways. They're placing their fingers on different letters that they shouldn't be. And that slows you down. So, and I always think you can't run a freelance writing business if you're a finger typer, basically. Like, that's impossible. So you want to learn to type properly, and it becomes intuitive. You can be blindfolded basically and know where all the keys are. Another thing you can do to improve your typing speed is just to take typing tests. I didn't put the link up there, but I will later after the session's over. I'll put it in the comment. But I like to use tests from Key Hero. They have simple tests that you can take, and you can do that every day, right before you go to bed or in the morning, and just get that going so that you can start typing intuitively, like I was mentioning, and improve your speed. And so, like I was saying, I started around 60 words per minute, and I improved to 100 words per minute. So make that your goal. See where your base is, like where you're at, and try to improve that. All right. So the second tip that I can offer is batching. I think we talked about that a little bit yesterday, but I'm going to dive in just a little bit more today about batching, because batching is something that I recently learned, and it has helped me tremendously on getting everything that's on my plate accomplished. Now, if you're still new to me and you're not sure who I am, I do run elnacane.com, which is my freelance writing website that I offer tips and a course for aspiring freelance writers. I also have twinsmommy.com, and Twins Mommy is a new blog that's around 10 months old. It's almost a year old now. And I provide as much as I can as weekly posts to help moms become mompreneurs. And on top of that, I also manage freelancer FAQs, which has a lot of contributors, but I'm there as a blog manager. So I'm inputting those posts, I'm formatting them, I'm adding images, I'm creating pin graphics, I'm scheduling those posts, I'm accepting pitches, all of that in the back end, as well as promoting it. So I have that as well. And I also manage another site called lifestylebody.com. But that's sort of like way, way, way down as a low priority. And it's just a lifestyle blog that I've had for years. And then on top of that, of course, I have my client work, right? So my plate is quite full, and I find that batching has really helped me. So if you're not sure what batching is focusing on one task and doing all of it and accomplishing that one task before you move on to another task. So it's grouping your tasks. So, when you think about writing a blog post, you have to think of the outline, the headline, your subheadings, the research, the graphics, the research and all the editing and all of that. You can break that down and do all of the research for all of your client work on one day. And then the next day, you can work on creating all of the graphics for your personal posts in one day. And then the following day, you can work on writing, like maybe you pick one client and write all of their blog posts for the week or for the month, if you have the schedule, of course, on that day. So it's breaking those tasks down and grouping them together so that you're not multitasking, because, it's been proven that multitasking, even though we like to think that it makes us more productive, it really doesn't. It it splits our attention in too many different ways and it slows us down. So focusing on one thing at a time will help, and it'll help in your freelance writing business. Let me see. So some of the tasks that I think are great for batching include, researching for all your content, client posts, and your personal posts, image creation. So you can take a couple hours creating pin graphics and Facebook images if you want, or if you need to take screenshots for your client pieces. And writing. So creating all those emails for your blog, for how many emails you send in a month, but creating all of those already, or creating social media posts. If you schedule them on Buffer, for example, you can create all the posts there. And that's something else that I like to batch. I like to batch all my automations on one day. So I pick Sunday afternoon for me to schedule my Tailwind, my Buffer, my IFTTT, and my Grum. Those are all my automation tools that I use to promote my content online. So I suggest that you pick one day, write down all the tasks that you need to do for your client work, your editorial process and all that, and find days or times to batch those tasks. Now, the third tip to be more efficient as a freelance writer is to create a pitch template. Now, there's some disagreement about having like a base template for your pitches. It should be all, a brand new pitch, and it should be personalized and yada, yada, yada. And I totally agree with that. But if your main goal, if you're a brand new writer and you don't have any clients yet, your goal is to pitch to land clients. And you can't spend all that time crafting a brand new pitch each and every time, especially if you're applying to jobs in the same or similar niche. So what I recommend is to create a pitch. Spend some time crafting sort of this general pitch. So it might include a general introduction, a general spot for your samples, a general spot of what you can do for the client, and then your conclusion or your call to action of what you want that client to do. So, take some time to craft that pitch. And so that when you start pitching, you'll have that. And when you can be personal, then add that personal touch for each pitch, and it will take less time. So you can add some reference if you read their website and you learn about their brand message and all that, you can incorporate that into your pitch. So you can also swap out pieces, swap out samples, put some in. It's just I find that quite easy. And I have my pitch, if I was going to do a pitch template, put them in Evernote or somewhere like that where you can, grab them easily. And just to let you know that in my course, Write Your Way to Your First 1K, I do have a pitch archive with at least 12 highly conversion pitches for new freelance writers. Use my pitches, customize them as you want, and they will help you land clients. So I'm just looking on time here. Okay. Now, the fourth tip that I have is creating an editorial process. Now, I don't know if you have one or not, but if you want to do this as a living, you need to really hone down on the editorial process that you have for your clients' posts and your personal posts as well. All right, and it can help you focus. So of what you need to do and not waste any time. Now, I don't know about you, but I do get distracted quite easily since I am home. I do run 2 Facebook groups, my private one for my course students and Mom to Mompreneur. So I'm on Facebook a lot. I also check my email throughout the day. So I can become distracted if I get sucked into something. So it's really important for me to have a process, the set thing that I rely on for my content. So you need to plan and process, or you're going to get distracted, right? And you're going to dawdle, and you're going to hem and haw, and you're going to just lose time. So creating this process is a learned skill that a lot of profitable writers have. They already have developed that, and that's why they're profitable, because they can streamline their work, they can pitch, they can attract clients, get inbound inquiries, and boom, they already have their onboard process that moves on to their negotiation strategies, that moves on to their editorial process. It's sort of very streamlined. So for me, I like to use Trello for my editorial process. Trello for me is a visual project management tool that relies on boards that you can create. And I like to use that to sort of visually see the process and the steps that I go through to creating content. So for me, some of the process includes creating an outline and having this detailed editing process that I go through. I believe it's a 5-step process that I go through for editing my content pieces. And that's something that I actually talk about in my course, Write to 1K. The process that you need to do to make sure that your content for your clients' posts are, free of any grammar mistakes, that are held to the highest, count for being a good post or a good content for your client. So for you, what you can do is, use whatever is familiar with you, if it's Trello, if it's just Google Docs or an Excel sheet, and create that process. See what it looks like for you. Do you start at the outline, or do you start at the headline? Figure out what you do. What's the next thing after that? Do you go right into research, or do you sort of think about the introduction? Include that in your process so that when you have those steps, it becomes a lot easier and it becomes automatic. As I was saying yesterday, your freelance writing isn't a hobby. It's your business, and you need to start thinking of your writing as a business, and not just some creative outlet that you use when you've had a rough day kind of thing. So I hope those tips helped you out. This is a short one tonight, but I just want to make sure that you are getting some great tips here. Let me know on the replay. We went through the 4 main ways that I feel you can be more efficient as a freelance writer. So, improving that typing speed is important. So work on that. Start batching your tasks. Figure out the tasks that you want to batch and give that a try for a month and see how you are as far as productivity goes, if you're increasing your productivity or not. And creating that pitch template, that's important too, because like I said, if you're going to be pitching and if you're a new writer, then you're going to be using, you're going to be creating a lot of pitches in a day. And, you want to spend the bulk of your time pitching because, of course, that's the best, that will produce the biggest return of investment for you as a new writer. Since you want to land work, what's going to happen is that you need to pitch to land work. And the more you pitch, the more opportunities you have for landing a client. And then finally, you want to create this editorial process so that you can start streamlining your content creation, streamlining your client work and all that, so that you can have that time. If you're doing this as a side hustle, you're only going to give maybe like a couple hours a day or 20 hours a week, if that. And, for me, it's the same things. Now that my twins aren't napping during the day, I sort of have lost that little window. I'm teaching them to have quiet time, but for me, in order for me to write, I actually use music. So, and I can't just put on my headphones and zone away and start writing, with my twins in the background, doing God knows what. So I have to use that time differently now. Now I can batch my graphics during that time. I can batch my research during that time, or other tasks during that time. So that when my twins are sleeping during this time between 7:30 to 10, then I can focus on creating the content that I need for all my blog posts and all my client work. So, and that's how I do it. So thank you again. And I'll be here tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about your pitching process. So, and I hope to see you then. Let me just say, so it's going to be how to shape up your pitching process. So I'm going to give you some tips on how to get your pitching process in gear so that, again, you're streamlining it. You're having a process that's effective for you so that you're not wasting time and taking forever to land clients. Okay. All right. Well, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.